Hey guys, this is a workout for after you've done a strenuous workout. I did this for a teammate of mine after we did jujitsu. He's been training for a fight and he's been feeling kind of stiff from all the work. It can be done after any athletic sport. I was looking at jujitsu at the time. Also, we do kickboxing as well. So, I mean, really, honestly, it's for whatever you need it. It's not going to be a strenuous yoga class because we're just working on just trying to relax the nervous system. The nervous system can get really amped up. The adrenals get kicked in when you do sports. So after that, you need to bring it back down so you have nice, good balance and you don't burn your adrenals out. So the first thing I want you to do is just start to breathe in and out the nose nice and slowly, just bringing the energy down. I think a lot of athletes don't like to bring their energy down because they feel like they're not going to be, as aggressive as they need to be in their sport, which is not true. It actually will increase your sportsmanship or your athletic ability because you're keeping your adrenals nice and healthy. I do something called Ujjayi Pranayama, which is a contraction of the throat, the same muscles you use when you whisper. So it would be like, but you do it through the nose. So if you hear that kind of breath that I'll be doing throughout the class, I'm not angry, it's just the Ujjayi Pranayama. And it's a really great breath because it can keep you aware of your own breath because it's audible. Calms the nervous system to bring your energy down into your legs. Making sure you breathe through your nose, so we just get into the parasympathetic nervous system. Take your hands, interlace them, and roll the wrists out. You'll see in a lot of my classes I do a lot of wrist warm-up. We're not going to do as much as we do in the other classes because we're not going to be in our hand a whole awful lot. But the wrists are used in a lot of sports, and then reverse directions. Take your hands so that the back of your fingers are towards your chest and reach your hands out, stretching the wrists out a little bit. So the palms of my hands are facing you. Keep that nice deep Ujjayi Pranayama, or just breathe through the nose. Flip the hands around. As you reach the hands, draw the palms towards you a little bit. So you're stretching out that wrist a little bit. If you feel like, that's not really enough of a stretch for me, you can take one hand and draw the palm. So I have my hand behind that hand and I'm drawing that palm towards me. Take a breath or so there. Switch sides if you're doing one hand at a time. And release, coming onto your hands and knees. Spread your hands nice and wide so you see even space between the fingers. Draw the fingers in. Inhale, coming into a cow pose, bringing your chest forward, sitting bones back. Exhale, downward dog. Pause and breathe. If you feel like your spine is very much curved, like you're almost in a cat pose, bend the knees, lift the sitting bones up. So you might just stay there, or you're going to straighten the left leg, reach through that leg, bringing the thigh bone back. You should feel it in the Achilles tendon, the calf, the hamstring. Nice slow deep breaths. Feel for a nice even weight distribution on your hands and your feet. Now you're going to turn all 10 toes to the left, keeping the position. So my right leg is bent. I'm going to push now through the outside of my left foot, really getting a nice stretch. You might feel a nice stretch in the side body, maybe the outer hip. Come back to center. Switch sides, bending the left knee, reaching through the right thigh bone. So you want to, as if somebody had their hands on your thigh and they're drawing it back. Breathe deep. Reach that heel down to the floor. Turn all 10 toes to the right. Push to the outside of that right foot. Get a nice stretch in that whole entire right side. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, slowly come down onto your knees. Interlace your hands. Push your elbows down to the floor. Lift the hands up. So watch, my hands are not on the floor. I'm lifting it up. I'm going to walk my elbows up a little bit. Walk my knees back. Push my elbows into the floor and draw them isometrically towards my knees. So you should feel like a tri-lat stretch there a little bit. Try not to arch the back like cow pose. Keep the lower ribs in. Full deep breaths. Don't forget to isometrically pull those elbows towards the knees. Finishing your inhale and completing your exhales. Inhale, come back up. Keep your toes curled. We're going to stretch the feet out a little bit. Push back towards your feet. If you can sit on your feet, that's great. Also, we tend to neglect stretching the feet out. I know in jiu-jitsu, we really need to keep our feet flexible. I also feel like probably almost in every sport, we're always on our feet. Coming back onto your hands and knees for thread the needle. I'll turn around for you. You're going to bring your left hand up and bring it underneath the right hand. Coming onto the outside of the left arm. Come onto your right fingertips. Watch my arm. Lift the head of the shoulder up and draw the elbow in towards the shoulder. So you're plugging that arm in the socket. Breathe nice and deep. Keeping that breath nice and slow, continuing to calm the nervous system down. Inhale, come up, hands and knees, right arm comes up, threading the needle on the other side. Ooh, this side's tight for me. Yeesh. Come onto your fingertips. Draw the elbow in towards the shoulder. Don't let your left shoulder sag. Lift it up. Draw it in. Breathe. Push to the outside of the right arm. Coming all the way back up, uncurl the toes, sit on the heels of your feet. Taking your right hand to your right knee, bring your left hand to the outside of your left leg. Lift that knee up, stretching the front of the foot. Taking a few breaths here. Bringing that leg down, switching to the other side. Full breaths, stretching that front of the foot out. When you start to do this, you might get some cramps in that foot, so you might have to curl your toes under to relieve the cramp. Bringing that down, coming into a high push-up position. This is really this is gonna be the only strength position. Exhale, slowly come down. Keep your hands beside your chest. Pull yourself forward and up into cobra. Elbows back, chest forward. So often in a lot of sports, like my husband's a mountain biker, he's curled forward a lot. Jiu-jitsu, we curl forward a lot. We need to continue to keep that curve in our back. So we're kind of counterbalancing our athletic sports. So getting that curve in the back, feel a nice even curve up the back. Take an in, another inhale, another exhale, one more inhale, exhale, come down, inhale, come into a downward dog, walk your feet up halfway into a squat and just relax. So this might not be easy for you. It should eventually be a resting position for you, but if you need to curl up a blanket and put it underneath the heels of your feet, you can. If for some reason you can't do this because of your knees, you can just come up here in kind of like a high squat position, or just sit down and wait for us. Breathe nice and fully. I don't know if you can see all the scratches on my yoga mat because my dog loves this yoga mat, but this was my mom's yoga mat and she passed away, so I cannot give up the yoga mat. All right, so now you're gonna sit down onto the floor, feet together, Baddha Konasana. Shoulders back, using your buttocks muscles by contracting them, bringing the legs down to the floor. Slow breaths. Right leg comes out to the side, taking your right hand to the inside of the leg or the outside. If it feels too crunched up for you, bring your arm over your ear, side bend. Keep your leg strong and engaged. So we don't want to let that foot turn out to the side. Inner leg reaches down towards the floor. Slow, deep breaths. Inhale, come up. Bring the inside of your leg to the sole of the foot. Lift the knee up towards the sky. So now I think your foot's probably, now that you brought your knee up, is about a fist or a little bit more length from your inner length, whatever it is, you know, space. I don't even, for some reason, I can't think of the word. From your inner leg. Take your right hand around, right arm around your leg and bring your left hand behind you. Slow breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Twisting out some of that tension. This isn't the time to really work your deepest stretch because we're really trying to keep the nervous system calm. So just stay in, a place where you get a good twist, but you're not really trying to work it. Left hip works forward. Inhale, feet back to Baddha Konasana. Checking and seeing if there's any difference. This pose has been like, I don't really get anywhere with it. But contracting the glutes has helped. That was one thing that really helped. And now we're going to go the other side. So the left leg comes out to the side. Notice my toes are straight up towards the sky. Inner thighs go down towards the floor. Left hand goes on the inside or the outside of the leg. Right arm over the ear. Breathe. Slow, deep breaths. Inhale, come up. Bring your left leg forward. Turn your right knee up towards the sky. Wrap your left arm around your leg. I actually said it correctly, maybe. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale, rise. Exhale, turn. Don't let the hip turn with you. The hips goes forward. Slow breaths. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, come lying on your back. Let's stay right here. Bring your feet wider than your mat. Turn your knees to the right. See that your left knee is coming straight out from your hip. And then I can't reach far because of this wall here, but you're gonna reach your left arm by your ear. You're gonna reach it out straight. I'm gonna keep it in a bent position. Slow breath. I really want you to focus on the internal rotation of that left leg. The right leg's doing some external rotation, obviously, but I want you to focus on that. So from your left hip, reach out through your left knee. Breathe. Continuing to calm that nervous system down. As you can see, I'm a very high energy person. So this part, even though sometimes I resist it, is what I need a lot. Most of the people that do yoga do it because we need it, not because we're like naturally Zen-like. We're usually the opposite. Inhale, legs come up. Exhale, over to the other side. Right arm by the right ear. Make sure that your right knee is reaching straight out from your right hip. Really reach it, like I'm trying to reach it towards you. Inhale, legs come up. Now I'm going to turn again. Left leg comes over your right. So you can see my foot is active. I'm going to keep that foot active to stabilize the knee for this figure 4 stretch. Left arm comes through, grabbing the thigh or the shin. We tend to move away from the stretch, so you'll lean to the left. We don't want to do that. We're going to actually lean to the right. Actually, keep your back body solid on the ground and really just move your legs to the right. You should feel a good stretch there. Now widen your left hip away from you. It's going to want to hike up towards your shoulder. Full breath. Switch sides, taking your right hand through, grabbing your shin or your thigh. Bring your leg slightly to the left, and then widen that right hip away from you. Head is on the floor. So one mistake I see a lot in this figure 4 is that people keep their head up. I want your head down, even if you have to put a pillow underneath your head. Slow breaths. And release that. Bring your feet down to the floor. Take the heels of the hands to the crease of the legs and push your legs away from you. I want you to have a curve in your back, otherwise you won't get any traction. So we're just getting a little traction in the back, creating some space between the vertebrae. Hands on top of the knees, circle the knees around. And you can reverse directions. And whenever you're ready, you can come into Shavasana, which is final relaxation. It doesn't have to be long, and for people that do a lot of sports, this is actually kind of difficult, again, for the reason that you're trying to get into your parasympathetic nervous system, and we're used to kind of go, go, go. Just allowing yourself to relax and let go of anything to do with your sport today. So if you did well, let it go. If you did terrible, definitely let it go. There's another time. We don't always have great days. But just visualize yourself somewhere that's relaxing to you. Whether it's in another country, by the beach, outside, in the mountains, wherever it is that relaxes your body, your mind. Allowing yourself to just melt into the ground. Letting go of any muscle tension. Feel for wherever you're still holding on to and let it go. Allowing yourself to completely let go. And you can stay here as long as you need to, just relax. Or you can get on with your day. Thanks for joining me. Have an amazing day or evening. Namaste.